VFC 51 back in Des Moines at Buccaneer Arena. Really pumped about this card. Had a lot of exciting fights and a great fan base there in Iowa. So we're excited to take the show back there, and I know all the guys are going to show up and perform that night. Iowa was kind of one of the birthplaces of MMA in the United States. Started kind of in smoky little bars in Iowa, fighting tough farm boys and getting that ring experience that you can't get anywhere else but in there. And a great fan base is built there because of that history too. So the VFC wanted to go into Iowa, take advantage of that situation, and that's exactly what they've done. A lot of up and coming prospects that are trying to be those new guys that you hear about. Rick the Gladiator Glynn is an Iowa fighter, a very tough kid, a kid making his VFC debut. He's got his hands full. He's got a very, very tough opponent in Junior Hernandez. Junior Hernandez is actually formerly the 155-pound champion of the Victory Fighting Championship. Also a UFC vet. He actually knocked out Drew Dober, who's currently in the UFC. And Rick Glynn, his opponent, is a lesser-known fighter, but every bit as tough. In fact, has a win over the current featherweight champion of the VFC, Alexandre Pimentel, and that's his only loss was to Rick Glynn. So Rick Glynn's a tough fighter. Junior Hernandez has been there and done that. They're well known in Iowa and about to be well known all over the country and possibly the world. Our co-main event is Mike Biggie Rhodes versus Rakim Cleveland. That's a middleweight title fight. Both these guys are going to bring their hometown fan base to the area. Mike Rhodes is an Iowa native. Rakim trains and lives in Des Moines. They both have a lot on the line with their friends and family in the crowd. You can expect these guys to show up for a scrap. I'd be shocked if this one made it to championship rounds. Not two guys known for their wrestling. They're both known for their striking. That can make for a great fight. I'm really excited to commentate that one, and the winner will probably step up to a bigger show. Our main event's a great matchup. It's for the bantamweight title. It's Sean West versus Rob the Saint Emerson. Rob Emerson was on The Ultimate Fighter, multiple-time UFC vet. He's been under the big lights of the UFC. He's got a challenge in front of him though in a very heavy-handed 35er. Sean West might be a bantamweight, but he hits like a heavyweight, and you can see that on his record with lots of KOs and TKOs in the first round. He's a big-time finisher, a heavy hitter. He wants to come in and try to finish Emerson off. I think the keys to victory for Emerson is going to be not getting finished early, staying in this fight, and potentially looking for a takedown. As with West, I think he needs to do what he does early, try to land big shots and finish, and if he can't, he's going to need to settle into that fight because we have the potential for 5 rounds in that one. VFC 51 back in Des Moines at Buccaneer Arena. First show was great. We got the second show coming up. A lot of up and coming prospects that are trying to be those new guys that you hear about that came out of Iowa and then made it to the big show. And I think that's why it's going to be such a good fight.